This is a HeadGum podcast.
You know what's smart? Checking Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds on car insurance. You know what's not smart? Not checking that you packed your googly eyes before heading to the crafting fair. Googly eyes are the ultimate accessory when it comes to crafts. They can literally make a rock come alive and show off a vibrant personality.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate, North American Insurance Company and affiliates at Northbrook, Illinois. Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Pretty little episode.
Welcome to the pretty little episode starring two of our hosts from the Handsome Podcast. I am Tig Notaro.
And I am May Martin. I like how you said starring.
Mm-hmm.
Starring.
We are stars.
We are starring in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're a star. I mean, we were just
So are
talking
you.
about it. Like, your show is #1 in the world, May Martin.
It's popping off. It's crazy.
That is so exciting.
It's
Congrats
really-
to you.
Thank you. It's really,
Yeah.
really exciting. I'm glued to my phone, reading every nice comment and focusing on the one bad one. But no, it's
But-
really exciting.
You said you're going on your retreat soon. And
Yeah.
I'm very curious because you were just saying before we got on that you'll be away from your phone for 6 days. You have not done that as an adult. And
Yeah, because I guess I
yeah.
was 16 when I got my first phone. So yeah.
Here's my question. It's interesting that you said this because I just started reading the book Dopamine Nation.
Yes, I have that on my shelf and I'm too addicted to my phone to open it.
Oh, it's
it's-
really interesting because it's not just fun. On the cover, it says, how to create balance or whatever in your life. And I was like, oh, that's kind of where I am. I'm in the middle of trying to create balance where I shifted my episode load of Star Trek and tour schedule, scaling that down a little bit so I can be home way more.
So is that kind of what it's about? It's we're like a burnout society where we're just chasing, and how is it
Dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just everything, it basically gets into the world more so of addiction. And which I didn't realize that I know it, man. But yeah, I was curious about the life balance, but I guess that makes a lot of sense that it's people's addictions that kind of get in the way, and whether it's a work addiction, phone addiction, sex, alcohol, drugs, social media, whatever it is. It's really interesting to read. And
Okay,
so I was curious if you had read it because you were talking about dopamine before we got on.
I think a lot about dopamine, and I've been reading about the correlation between ADHD and dopamine, and and I mean, Gabor Mate, that guy says that an addiction is anything that you crave, find relief in, and can't give up despite it having negative consequences in your life.
Wow, you got that down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think about it a lot because I'm like, I was up till 3:30 last night. A big part of it was because I could not put my phone down. I was reading very interesting things.
And interesting things like reviews about your show, or just like interesting things? No, I'm serious because is that what you mean?
Yeah, that, but I was also going down a rabbit hole about this dance plague. Have you heard of this?
Oh boy, here we go.
So this was 1518, and there was
of course I know about this, May.
There was this woman called like Frau Truffuti or something.
Of course,
don't Google that. And she was this woman who went into this small town, and she starts dancing uncontrollably in the town square in 1518. This is documented, and it spreads contagiously like wildfire.
What was it documented on?
Probably just scratched into an old tree,
an old stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the whole town starts dancing, and they keep dancing for 1 week straight, and people died. like 15 people died because they were dancing so hard. And then this woman just goes, okay, my work's done. And she dances over to another town and she starts another dance play.
She's basically a serial killer.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. I've got to dig into this.
Dancing town to town, killing people.
Oh, I'm crying. I mean, I was really making me laugh last night because it can't be true. This woman just dances into town.
Up until 3 a.m. This is what you're reading.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell you my sources, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but, and who cares? We don't need sources.
No, but I mean, I think it is a real thing. But then I was thinking,
wait, what's a real thing? The dancing?
The dance plague that struck Europe in 1518.
Nobody's doubting this.
Okay, good.
No, yeah, everybody's accepting it. This is a May fact. In fact, I have this.
Yeah, great. And then the funny thing was, apparently once all the townspeople started dancing, the people, the heads of the town or whatever were like, well, we don't know what to do, so just send in some musicians. So then these musicians go in and just start playing along. They're just like, I guess we're doing this. And then, yeah.
It's so interesting how not interested in that I am.
Well, what would your...
Like, that would not keep me glued to my phone until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, I just... Even when you told me the very beginning, I'm like, okay, I get it. You danced all night. You died.
Why
What?
does it hook me? It's got to be a dopamine nation that I'm like... I'm like, every new little detail gives me a little hit of dopamine, maybe. Or I don't know. I'm like... And then I think, oh, I got to do, maybe I can do stand up about it. Maybe I should do a painting of a dance play. I don't know.
Maybe you should start a whole podcast about it and like really get it off your chest.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like an in-depth 12 episode on the History Channel.
I don't know. Maybe a 2-parter is fine.
Yeah. Okay, sure. To be honest, I've said all I know about it. You know, I've already exhausted the well. Frau Traferdi, though. I mean, so... If you were in your small town and an old lady came and started dancing in the square manically.
Wait, we're still talking about this?
Yeah.
Oh no, I just told you I wasn't interested. Okay, so
would you have joined in?
No.
No, I can imagine you would have looked out your window and been like, oh boy.
I'd close the blinds and go back to whittling or whatever you do.
So what would keep you glued to your phone? Like what rabbit hole would you go down?
Well, what I was relating to when I was reading this book is my issue with news, which I go in and out of, where I'm like following every detail possible, and then I kind of step away and I'll just listen to an NPR news app that only updates, with 5 minutes of news a day, and then I'm like, I'm good, and then I go about my life. But I've noticed that, this past year I've been really following the news, and I was telling Stephanie that I of course think it's important to know what's going on in the world. But there's also a certain level of knowledge that there's I'm not saying anything new, but it's just that there's so much out there, and so much of it is just like opinion pieces or clickbait news. And I don't want to spend my time. And that's what this book got me thinking about, is like, I don't want to, that's, news is there to inform you, but it's also a business where they're trying to just keep you sucked in. And I feel like a fool because it's working. And I don't like that feeling.
I mean, how long is it until someone picks up the news story that we're hosting the Oscars and runs with it?
Well,
we keep putting it out there and no one cares.
It hasn't been officially announced, but people will be very excited to know we are going to be hosting the Oscars.
You, me, and Thomas, weirdly.
Fortune is going to be a production assistant that night. Which she's psyched about with her headset. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is they saw her on our YouTube channel with her headset, and they were like, all right, we found our PA. Yeah,
she'll be scurrying around, ushering.
As she does. Fortune's a real scurrier. Well, should we scurry into some questions from our wonderful listeners?
Masterfully transitioned, Let's do it.
Thank you.
Hi, Tig. Hi, May. Hi, Fortune. This is Sheila in South Bend, Indiana. And my question is about having avoided regret. What is something that you are so grateful for that you knew if you, looking back over it, that if you hadn't done it, you would regret it? Whether it be something like making a phone call, taking a job, visiting a friend, just something when you look back over it, you think, God, it was super innocuous at the time, but it wasn't. It was something bigger.
I like that.
I like that she said innocuous because it's, what's something that you didn't know it would alter your life. Yeah. You got something?
Yeah. I was living in Colorado, and I have this little friend group from my childhood, and they were all wanting to move to Los Angeles, get into TV and film, and I wasn't interested, I just had no interest. It wasn't on my radar at all to go to Los Angeles. And so they were going to move out to LA, and I was going to stay in Colorado. And then I went through a breakup right as my friends were packing the moving truck. And I was like, and we had kind of followed each other around, or I followed them when they went to college and went to different cities. And so when they were going to LA, I said, well, my relationship's over. I guess I'll throw my stuff in the moving truck and go with you to Los Angeles. And my plan was just to stay there for 6 months. And when I got to LA was when I saw all of the opportunity to do stand-up in coffee shops and bars and restaurants, and it was a secret fantasy of mine to do stand-up. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll try and do an open mic since I'm out here. And other cities at the time, this was the mid-90s, and it wasn't as common to have open mics in every little nook and cranny that you walked into. You know, it was a lot of times you had the major clubs that the city offered, and it was hard to, stand out or get on stage or, So anyway, I accidentally moved here and accidentally got into stand-up. And here I am almost 30 years later living in LA.
Oh, man.
As a stand-up comedian.
So that breakup actually, was the best thing. Because who would you be if you'd stayed in Colorado? Like, would you have maybe done stand-up there and coffee shops and stuff, but it wouldn't have led, like...
I guess. I don't know that there were coffee shop open mic. I really don't know. I remember the main comedy club in Denver had an open mic, and you did 3 minutes, and I think the manager of the club would watch the open mic, and if you did well, they'd invite you back to the open mic, but if you didn't, you were out of rotation. So it seemed daunting to me. Because I had looked into it in Colorado. But a lot of people think, oh, you shouldn't start stand-up in LA because there's so many agents and managers. You don't want to be seen too early. But I feel like it's the opposite, that you can fly under the radar for so long in a major city like LA or New York and be doing these 20 different coffee shops. Open mics. And
you can just get stage time, and then you can, and there's just more of a gung-ho attitude of like, start your own monthly night, or like, okay, I love that. I can picture it. I'm picturing you having like a big backpack and throwing it in the truck at the last minute and going, guys, wait up, I'm coming with you.
You know what's smart? Checking Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds on car insurance. You know what's not smart? Not checking that you've got a piano lesson tomorrow. You love your piano teacher, but she's pretty strict about you learning your scales. You better learn E minor melodic quick so you don't let her down.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And were your friends pumped that you were joining them?
Yeah. I mean, they found an apartment, and I slept on their couch for months until I got my own place, because I was like, I guess I'm not going back to Colorado, because my stand-up bug really kind of kicked in, and
I moved here similarly thinking it was for 6 months, and
now you own a home.
I know now I'm well, when I was making Feel Good, I wrote it with an actor in mind to play my girlfriend, Charlotte Ritchie, and everyone said, okay, but that's just like, you guys should still do a chemistry read together because you know each other, and we got to, the whole show is riding on that chemistry, and so she came in, and I have never done a worse audition. I could not stop laughing. She couldn't stop laughing. I'd never acted before. I was like bright red. I couldn't make eye contact. And everyone was like, oh, well, thank God we did this because this is not going to work. And you got to see a lot of different people. And then I just like had a gut feeling. And then I put my foot down and was like, can we do one more chemistry read? And then we had 2 glasses of wine secretly before the second chemistry read.
Did you show up to the chemistry read with purple teeth?
yeah. I'm just like, well, yeah. But I'm glad. I think that Joe and I, who wrote it, knew that it was supposed to be her. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Awesome. Love it.
Should we hear Sheila's answer?
Yeah, let's hear what Sheila has to say. I bet this is going to be good.
For me, it was the last time I spoke to my father. He and I kept playing telephone tag over a weekend, and finally we caught up with each other, and what seemed like an inconvenient time for me, but I took the phone call anyway. Something told me to, and I'm so glad I did because I lost him 5 days later. So yeah, that's my question, and thanks for all you do. Make sure you keep it handsome.
Yeah, I had a feeling this was coming from like a real place of something. Sorry for the loss of your dad, but man, how great that she answered that call.
Yeah, I have that fear with all my relationships. Like that's great that you got to talk to him. And we're sorry for your loss.
When I leave the house, even if I'm just going to get lunch or at night, bedtime, I'm very, it's that brutal lesson of losing my mother as well, where I'm like, I love you and good night. And,
I'm picturing you saying it like that really intensely as you tuck them in. I love you. Good night.
I love you. In case I die in my sleep.
Yeah.
But
having learned that awful lesson and how abrupt and seemingly random it can be. Yeah. You gotta say I love you all the time.
Absolutely. I love you, May. I love you, Thomas.
Love you too. Love you, Thomas.
Love you guys.
All right.
Do you know I have letters on my computer in case I got hit by a bus? Like, just so you guys know, I haven't told anyone that, but I'm going to say Thomas is in charge of.
Okay. Well, he is the head of HR.
Exactly.
Execute your will.
Yeah. Well, just give out the letters. They're all on my desktop. Yeah. Okay. Just in case.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't actually specifically written you on Tig, but maybe I will. But then sometimes it seems morbid and I'm like, am I tempting fate?
That's okay. If you die and I don't have a letter, I won't be mad at you.
Just know the thought was there.
I know it was.
Yeah. There'll be a 25-page letter to Thomas.
To Tom. Next question.
Hey, handsome. This is John. I am a part-time stay-at-home pretty little daddy in New York City. I quit my full-time job after my husband and I had our first of 2 little cubs. And one of the ways I try to stay sane as a parent is I just listen to lots and lots of podcasts. Most recently, I binged all of the Handsome Pod episodes, which has made me really admire and respect and appreciate the 3 of y'all. I wonder if there's something that you have binged, if it's a podcast or a show or books or food that is memorable to you.
Oh, that's great. And thank you. And I like that he said cubs. That's what you say.
Yeah. And I also like Pretty Little Daddy.
Pretty Little Daddy's really good.
Yeah, really good.
Do you think that's a merch item?
Yes. Really good. Put it on the list, Thomas.
Assless chaps. Pretty Little Daddy.
John, thank you for that. I don't feel like I've binged anything recently other than, like I said, the news, but I would say the closest that I've come is I really enjoy Marc Maron's podcast, WTF. And I would say I've listened to more of his podcasts than anything else that I've listened to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you been on it?
Yeah, I've been on a few times over the years, and
he's such a good interviewer.
He's so good, and he's so knowledgeable, and he's also not afraid to, really speak his mind and stand up for the little guys and girls and ladies, and I text him pretty frequently saying, listen, you are one of those people that I don't care if you hate my guts. I love what you're doing. Yeah, he's just been like a really fun surprise in my career. Because I think a lot of people his age in the comedy world have gone in a very different direction. And I really like and respect where he's headed.
Yeah, I noticed that recently, especially. He's been very vocal about all the right things and being funny about it. And also, it's unfortunately when someone like him says it, people listen as well. Like that's why it's so valuable to have allies, because it's like, he has access to all those people,
and he just really does not care what. Anyway, yes. Yeah. I would say I have not listened to all of his podcasts, but he's somebody I go click and check into when I'm traveling, and I'm like, oh, that looks good. I'm gonna listen to that.
My answer is a lot reflects worse on me than yours, which is I've been binging old episodes of The Weakest Link, this British show where people are competing with rapid fire trivia to win money, and it's so toxic. So I'm watching the ones from the 90s and the early 2000s, and Anne Robinson hosts it, and it has not aged well, but I kind of, it makes me laugh because there'll be a guy, he's like, who's hello, my name's Jeff, I'm a fireman, and she's like, a fireman allowed to be gay, Jeff? And he's like she's so offensive, and he's like, what? And she goes, that haircut's very gay, isn't it, Jeff? She's real, but I kind of, it kills me. It's like, how did we let this happen? She's so offensive, but I love it. And because I like the fast trivia, and I like trying to guess the answers along with the TV, and then I like how awful she is. And she always goes, you are the weakest link, goodbye. A fireman allowed to be gay, Jeff? It's really good.
You know who would have a lot to say about her?
Who?
Marc Maron.
Yeah.
Let's hear what John has to say.
Yeah.
And my answer is, in the first year of the pandemic, when I had a little toddler and a lot of time on my hands, I binged the first almost 15 years of This American Life episodes, which is actually how I discovered Tig and ultimately the three of y'all. So that was another great one. Thank y'all so much, and keep it handsome.
I actually have done that. I did that exact thing in the pandemic at This American Life, and you feel smarter. You feel, like you understand the world better.
It's such a great show.
Fuck, it's so good.
It's so good. Just the way they tie stories in together and themes and whatever. We don't need to promote shows other than our own, right? Ira doesn't deserve that kind of attention. He owes us a question. He keeps saying he's going to do it, and he'll be like, I'm a terrible person. I know. I'll do it. And
I'll do it. Ready?
Uh-huh.
I'm Ira Glass. This week on the podcast, we're talking to people who have made a mistake. Was that good?
It was
I'm
all
Ira
right.
Glass. I'll work on it.
It was good. He's not congested in the way that you think.
You're right.
Yeah. But your delivery is impeccable.
Thank you. I'm gonna practice. Please submit your questions and advice requests to speakpipe.com/handsomepod.
It's true. And please share episodes with friends. Rate, review, and subscribe to our show and our YouTube.
You won't regret it.
You will not. There will be no regrets. And I don't know. Until next time, I think everyone should keep it pretty handsome. You know what's smart? Checking Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds on car insurance. You know, it's not smart. Not checking that you put your favorite coffee mug in the dishwasher before running it. Sure, you could drink coffee out of one of your dozens of other mugs, but there's one that stands out from the rest that just makes every sip that much better.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
That was a HeadGum podcast.